Alright guys, so we are back. We have two things that we really need to get through today. One of them, the less important of the two, we're going to go ahead and knock out really fast here. We're just going to claim a stamp. We're going to figure out what we got here. So this was a Starmie. We need to claim our weekly research to see what actual legendary we get this week. So there's only one that I really want. And there's only one more besides that one that I really need. 2,000 dust, 20 Pokeballs is so horrible. So we either want Regice or Registeel. And honestly, Regice is the preferred one by a long shot. So here's to hoping. Here we go. Great. It's an Entei. So that kind of sucks. I really need Regice and Registeel. And the fact that it's a complete gamble every single week really sucks. Now, on to more important things. So, we did get a slight update last night. It was around like 1 a.m.-ish, I think, Eastern Time. And it was posted on Reddit that we were getting a 137.1 update. And Trails already started working on a little bit of a teardown and the new stuff that's going to be happening. So he does say that the avatar poses are added, which I've talked a little bit about those before, but Trails actually has a picture here. So it may seem like you can actually throw these on your actual trainer card type thing, like when people view you on the friends list. Hopefully also in raids you actually take this stance as well. I think that would be pretty cool. But it looks like these are just going to be poses that you can choose from. Knowing Niantic, you're probably going to have to buy them, which I think is really stupid, but they are officially added into the game, though they are not implemented just yet. We also have assets, moves, and cries have been optimized, which that's always good. There was a bug a few versions ago where cries didn't even work at some point, and even when they did work, they were kind of like real low quality. So they've at least enhanced the sound optimization for those moves and those cries for certain Pokemon. We also now have new sounds for buffs and debuffs in the actual code. That's actually kind of interesting. So I typically don't play with sound on myself, but for those that do, you actually will have a sound effect for when you're buffed or you debuff your opponent. Pokecoin purchase, new display. That's interesting. I wonder if I can actually see that. I've already updated, and if you're interested, I do have a video on the channel about how to update into the newest version, as long as you're on Android. We do have Pokedex rework, Multiforms, Spinda, Deoxys, and Arceus. So we can actually switch over to see that here. So if we actually take a look into our Pokedex here, we can actually run over to Deoxys, and you can now see that we can view these forms already in the Pokedex. So you can see that I don't have a speed form and I don't have a defense form, but that doesn't mean that I can't view them. You can see down at the bottom, if I go to a defense form, it's grayed out as I don't have it, but I can still view it, and underneath the normal form and the attack form, you can actually see that they're not grayed. Speed form is of course the same there. Now, of course, I can't personally go all the way down to see Arceus. The only one that I can see is Cresselia there. Giratina was the other one I wanted to see here. So we actually have Altered Form and Origin Form. Of course, they have the ability to look through the different forms, but we can't see the other one yet. That may come with a server-side update rather than a client-side update, but until then, we shall not know. On the surface, 137.1 looks interesting. It's definitely more of a quality of life update sort of thing. It's not anything like feature wise or anything crazy like that. By the way, local nest is a Skarmory nest, so guess who's been doing some Skarmory hunting? That'd be me. The other thing that I did want to talk about is Rayquaza coming back is definitely an interesting one. So Rayquaza is a powerhouse, as is. He is the best dragon type attacker, but we've already gone over a few things about him. I really want to take a second to go over the actual counters for Rayquaza here. So I did some personal testing. If you take Level 25 Mamoswines, 0 IVs, so worst possible case IVs. As long as they're at least level 25, if you have 2 people, you will actually be able to duo Rayquaza. You can actually do 18 Mamoswines will die throughout the entire time that you duo Rayquaza. So Rayquaza is definitely very duoable, which is kind of great. I'm kind of excited for the weekend that he shows up. It'll be great to actually not have to rely on a huge group of people to actually get it done. We'll probably take a few people and we'll, rally up there and, do our thing. But so Mamoswine is actually going to be the #1 best counter. Powder Snow and Avalanche is just an amazing moveset for Mamoswine. Like I said, 18 Mamoswines amongst 2 people. That means that you're going to re-lobby once per person. That's crazy. You're using 9 Mamoswines against Rayquaza. That's just nuts. Glaceon, of course, which isn't released, but it does actually have the 2nd best counter rating against Rayquaza. I'd be interested to take a deeper look into Glaceon to figure out if it's doable with just Glaceons. But you also have Weavile, you also have Mewtwo with Ice Beam. Mewtwo with Ice Beam has actually proved to be really useful. I remember whenever he came out in Tier 5 raids, not after he had already came out in EX raids. When he actually came to Tier 5 raids, everybody was kind of complaining that he didn't have Shadow Ball, but I mean, Ice Beam has proved to be one of the best Mewtwo movesets in recent times. You also have Jinx, Articuno. Those are also very ice-centric attackers. They're very interesting. Cloyster, Regice actually does pretty well. Walrein, and then you actually get into sort of the dragon area with Garchomp, Lapras, Glalie, and you can kind of see a trend here. Basically, you want double ice moves, except for Mewtwo, of course, and you've basically got a nice little counter already going towards Rayquaza, so no big issues there. So starting on March 13th, we'll be trying out an event called Legendary Lunch Hour. Trainers on the go can soon enjoy an increased number of raids from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. So it's not like they're extending raid hours, which I think would be way more effective for a lot of people, including myself. But we'll go through and read through this. So it says, to give you more ways to enjoy Pokemon Go, we're trying out a new event called Legendary Lunch Hour. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. in your local time zone, there will be an increased number of raids to test your battle skills along with your friends, co-workers, and classmates. The first Legendary Lunch Hour will take place on March 13th, and with your help, we hope to make an event you can enjoy every week. So it does sound like they're trying to test this out, basically a one-time trial. If it works very well, they're basically going to push this every week, like every Wednesday. That's okay. Like, it's a nice thought, but it's just not really what's needed. Like, thanks, Niantic, for trying to come up with something interesting, but just extend raid hours. Like, it makes so much more sense to just extend the hours that they're available. Even if you literally just reduce the number of raids that happen overnight, that would be a big help. Make them less likely to spawn, but still make it possible. I mean, I feel like people would still rush out to go get a Tier 5 raid, even if it was 10:30 p.m. It's just that the fact that you don't allow it makes it really difficult for people to play. A lot of people that work in the morning get 2 hours of playtime once they get off work at 5. Thank you for the idea, but you're just not quite there yet, in my opinion. I believe that's about it as far as our news roundup. Not a whole lot, but I've been working really hard on these deep dive videos, and I know that you guys will have no idea why Tropius is up there, but he's coming. I actually have him coming soon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you like to like videos, make sure you do that. If you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what I have to say down in the comments below. Until next video, I will see you then.